So when I learnt this in the treatment room with patients, I was always obsessed in the beginning with asking them questions, and I always thought that asking them questions would like spark a conversation. And what you realise is 1 or 2 out of 10 just don't and can't and never will, and that's completely normal. You actually make them feel uncomfortable by keep asking them the questions. So the paradox, if you like, is understanding when A, silence is comfortable, and B, when letting them offload is comfortable. But remember, what's the goal? The goal is to make them feel special. How do you make somebody feel special? Listen. It's the easiest thing in the world to do to a client, is just to listen to their problems. Because if they go somewhere else and everybody's having their 10 penneth, their 10 penneth. If you go to a party on a night, somewhere, you go to a house party, and you're in the kitchen, and some guy starts to speak to you, or some girl starts to speak to you, there's nothing worse than getting, like, I know if I go to my mother's certain parties, there'll be 2 or 3 people I do not want to get in a kitchen with, because they will just hound me with shit for 90 minutes. And I don't get a word in edgeways, right? So for me, for 90 minutes, it's horrendous. For them, it's the best 90 minutes of the night. And they wake up the next day going, what a really nice guy Paul is. What a really, really nice guy Paul is. Like, and I didn't contribute to the conversation, not once. And I wake up thinking, what a fucking horrible situation that was. Like, and that's what happens to us all. They're thinking this guy's great because he's listening to everything that I'm saying and he's dead interested, even though he's looking for every excuse to break away from the conversation. You wake up and think, oh God, never again am I going to that party in case I bump into him and her. Correct? We've all done it, every single one of us. So we're both involved in the same interaction, human to human, both completely different outcomes as to what it means to that person. So that guy at the cocktail party wants to tell you everything since like World War II, how many divorces he's had, how many times he's done whatever, how many times his kids have been sent home from school, or little bastards he's got, or whatever. Like, that's what's important to him. And at the end of the day, like, on a Saturday night, you can do what you want in that situation. It's either shut the fuck up and like get a Bex down you, or you have to listen. But in this environment, we're getting paid to listen. That's it.
And he must have felt comfortable.
Correct.
Yeah, that was the thing.
To talk about something
nice
like that.
It was like,
There's little things. It's like you can move the conversation on by saying, well, it's nice that you feel comfortable talking about it. There's always a positive in something. Hey, and if you can see him getting a little bit emotional, say it. Hey, I can see you getting a little emotional with that. It obviously means a lot to you. It's so nice that you can talk to me about it. And if you say that to him, it's like, what? Like, did you just say that? Like, who speaks like that? Nobody. But if you do, that's how you make that connection with them. So your goal in these treatment rooms or in reception is not to force a conversation, not like, I don't want to talk about weather, I don't want to talk about nothing like that. But if a client comes in and I can see that is genuinely the default, not the stereotypical. The stereotypical one is when they don't know what else to talk about, so they talk about the weather or bad news. That's just because they're uncomfortable starting a good news conversation. But if a guy comes in and he's lost his wife and, whatever, you're not going to go, oh, well, let's talk about bloody Louis Walsh or whatever. Like, the goal is to listen to that. Because if you do, you get the cocktail effect where it was uncomfortable for you, but it was wonderful for him or her. And then he goes away that day thinking, wow, like, what a cool place that is and what a really nice guy that guy is, because he listens to everything that I say. What's the number one thing that people don't do anymore? Is listen.